covering a series that takes place during the Renaissance, I think, obviously requires Renaissance instruments. The early music scene is actually alive and vibrant. There's a whole community of people who have taken it upon themselves to not only learn how to play these instruments, but to play them in the style in which they were played hundreds of years ago. So I was very fortunate to track down a number of these people and work with them on my music for Da Vinci's Demons. I had to rethink the way I write. I couldn't just write music for modern instruments and have it played on period instruments. There are physical limitations that actually get in the way of that. So I asked all these people to give me a crash course in how their instrument works and how to write for it. I was fortunate to track down an incredibly talented young musician named Malachi Bandy, who actually specializes in viola da gamba. How did you come to play these Renaissance instruments?
My brother is a Baroque violinist.
So you blame him?
I blame him. But he took me to Europe right before I started college. It was great timing.
Wow.
And I learned about all of these instruments and got to hear some of the greatest players in the world playing them. And I just knew I had to become involved, so I started teaching myself. My school at Rice, they had a couple of gambas, and so I played on those, and then eventually, when I saved up enough money, I commissioned one from a maker I knew in Austria.
Wow. How rare are these instruments?
There are more gambas than you'd think. For instance, they have a Viola da Gamba Society conclave. It's like a meeting for all of the gamba players.
Sounds like
in
a
the country.
secret society.
It sort of is. But anyway, at least last year, they had over 300 gamba players in one room playing gambas. So there are at least 300.
But you don't want the third, right? I can avoid it.
Yeah, I mean, if there's ones that don't use the third, that would be nice.
Or I can just change them and pretend.
Yeah, exactly. The scene is a little weird. A small group of soldiers comes out from Rome, and they're confronting the soldiers from Florence. And then basically to show off his muscle, the guy from Rome, cues the trumpet player. The trumpet player plays, and then 400 mounted guys on horseback come out of the woods. So just out of curiosity, where do these come from? I mean, how do we even know?
This is it's Vendanelli's trumpet method. It was published in 1614, but there's music in it from at least 1598, if not earlier. Wow. And so, it just tells us that these were the war calls.
So each of these had a different meaning.
Yeah, so they were the military fanfares telling them what to do.
This is notation from the time? Or
well, it was an oral tradition for a long time. The whole guild of trumpeters were, literally if you would have played the trumpet and not been in the guild, there's documents of trumpet players having their teeth bashed in with a trumpet.
Wow, okay. Another important family of instruments in the Renaissance was woodwind instruments. Chris and I have worked together on virtually every project I've ever done.
Can't make that one.
The main Renaissance instruments that Chris plays for me are the crumb horns and recorders. The older woodwind instruments are primitive. They've got, what's the word? Not obnoxious. Unique. They have a unique sound. Another instrument that I knew I wanted to write for was the Celtic harp. So we had Joanne Turovsky bring in a regular concert harp and the Celtic harp, and we just set them up side by side and put mics on both of them, and on every cue we could just move between the two instruments and see which one sounded better. And this one, M24, is doable on the Celtic harp?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
No problem anywhere.
Excellent. I can't wait to hear it.
So, let me just double check my tuning and then we will hear it.
So this beast here is the hurdy-gurdy. The hurdy-gurdy is an instrument that comes from Northern and Western Europe, and it actually dates back to as far back as the 10th or 11th century. So it's perfectly reasonable for me to think that there would have been a hurdy-gurdy player in Florence during Leonardo da Vinci's time. There's a wheel here that turns and resonates against these three strings. So you have two drone strings and a melody string in the middle. The melody string is changed by playing these various wooden keys. I wouldn't consider myself a hurdy-gurdy specialist by any means, but it's certainly fun to be able to pick up such a quirky and unusual instrument and be able to personally add something to the sound of Da Vinci's Demons by playing the instrument myself. I'm here with Ed Tribeck, the guitarist who plays on Da Vinci's Demons, and we're going to be looking at some of the guitars that I make you play. What is this instrument you're holding now?
This is a lute. It's a replica of a Renaissance lute that I ironically found in a pawn shop. Like most lutes, it has certain things that are very unique to it, from the timbre that it has, of course, where you have that sort of intimate chamber setting, but you get this weird shimmer from all the doubled strings.
Well, what's interesting is that even though it definitely looks the part, I found that once we started using it in Da Vinci's Demons and putting it in an ensemble, a very competitive ensemble, where you've got a lot of big sounds, a lot of big orchestra, big strings, big percussion, didn't quite cut through the mix as much as one would hope.
It's a relatively small sound. There were a couple times we may have cheated the authenticity with some other instruments to get something that cuts through those mixes a bit more. This is actually a predecessor to the lute. It's an oud, and there are several different kinds, but we generally think of it as an Arabic, kind of Middle Eastern instrument. Similar sort of range, although far fewer strings. And most importantly, it has no frets.
In a typical session for me on these instruments, what percentage of your time do you spend tuning instead of playing?
Well, it feels like 90%. It was sold to me as a Turkish saz. I'm beginning to think it's actually a possible variant of that because it doesn't have quite the right number of strings. This one is similar to a classical guitar, except it's actually a flamenco guitar. The flamenco is definitely a much punchier guitar. It has a little bit of that ethnic feel to it as well.
Yeah, I think I heard this on the Medici theme a lot. In the fourth episode, I gave you a chance to actually take a solo because I really wanted to feature this sound and I wanted someone to state the melody, the main theme of the show.
Yeah, and actually it was one of the first times I could really use what I was trained to do.
What I like about working with you on this show is that all the other soloists have such a unique, almost iconic sound. I can only use them in very specific circumstances, and the guitars are sounds that blend a little more. So a lot of the times it's like the guitars are the foundation upon which then I add the woodwinds or the viola da gamba, some of the more sparkly, ethnic instruments. But in many ways it makes you the unsung hero in the group, because you're laying in all these tracks and creating this foundation that a lot of the times somebody else gets to take the solo on top,
It provides me with the wonderful opportunity of collecting more and more instruments, and I can always tell my wife, "Oh, this is for Bear." This is
exactly.
For Bear.
Well, you certainly have an excuse on this show to collect a lot of instruments.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Jinx.
Damn it.